We all work hard for our stuff, right? We want to make sure it all goes to the right people when we're no longer around. And the first thing that comes to mind is, I'll just put it in my will. But what if I told you that your will isn't always the final word?
It's a huge question, isn't it? What happens to everything you've built? And for most of us, we think the answer is pretty straightforward. You just need that one single, really important document.
And that document is, of course, the will. It's the classic tool for the job. You list everything, your house, your savings, that vintage watch, and you say exactly who gets what. It feels so final, so legally airtight.
Well, here's where things get interesting, because in a lot of really common situations, it gets completely ignored.
That's right. Some of your biggest, most valuable assets play by a completely different rulebook, one that operates totally outside of your will. So let's jump in and look at the 4 big ones you absolutely need to know about.
All right, first up, we've got contracts that are literally designed to outlive you. The perfect example? A life insurance policy.
Just think of a life insurance policy like a special kind of contract. While you're here, it's just a promise on paper. But the moment you pass away, a switch gets flipped. The policy matures, and that promise instantly turns into a real sum of money. And here's the crucial part. That money flows directly from the insurance company to the people you named in the policy itself. Your will? It never even sees it. The payout completely bypasses your will and the whole probate process. It's a direct shot. Okay, next up is a really interesting situation where you get to benefit from an asset, but you don't actually own it. Welcome to the world of trusts. So if you're a beneficiary of a trust, you have what the law calls an equitable interest. The easiest way to think about it is this. You don't own the house, but you have the legal right to live in it for your entire life. Your benefit is tied specifically to your lifetime. And that's the key. Since your right to benefit from the trust is only for your lifetime, the second you're gone, poof, your interest just evaporates. It ceases to exist, and you can't exactly leave something in your will that isn't there anymore. A trust is like its own little legal bubble with its own set of instructions. The trust document itself lays out exactly what happens to the assets next. Your will has absolutely no say in the matter. It's completely powerless here. Our third example is something a ton of us have, a pension. You might think that big pot of retirement money is yours to give away in your will, right? Well, probably not. See, a lot of pension plans are set up as something called a discretionary trust. That word, discretionary, is everything. It means the people managing the fund, the trustees, get to decide who receives any lump sum payout after you pass away. And the legal language is crystal clear. The payment is made irrespective, meaning without any regard for what your will says. Now, you can usually name someone you'd like the money to go to, but at the end of the day, the final call belongs to the trustees, not your will.
Okay, for our last one, let's talk about something super common, especially for couples and families owning property together.
When you own property as a joint tenant, a very powerful legal rule kicks in. It's called the doctrine of survivorship. The best way to think of it is simply last person standing wins. The way you co-own property makes all the difference. If you're joint tenants, that survivorship rule applies. Your share instantly and automatically goes to the other owner. Your will is totally irrelevant. But if you're tenants in common, there is no survivorship rule. Your share is yours to control, and that's when your will gets to decide what happens to it.
So let me just say it again to be clear. For joint tenants, the moment one person passes, their share zaps over to the survivor. It doesn't even become part of their estate. The will has zero control. It is that automatic. End of story. So let's just do a quick recap of these 4 big will bypassers. You've got life insurance policies, your interest as a beneficiary in a trust, many pension schemes, and any property you own in a joint tenancy. And this all leads to the big takeaway here. A will is, without a doubt, a powerful and essential document, but it is not all-powerful. Other legal structures, like contracts, trusts, and how you own property, have their own powerful rules that can, and often do, take precedence. Which really leaves us with a final, crucial question for your own planning. It's not just about asking, what does my will say? You have to go a step further and ask, what rules actually govern each of my assets? Because knowing the answer to that is the real secret to making sure your wishes are truly followed.